Hey, it's Feedback Friday once again, everybody. How's it going, Matt Helbig?
I'm doing fantastic this Friday. How about you, Matthew Smith?
I'm good, my man. I'm good. This Friday, my girlfriend moves in after 18 months of being apart, so I'm psyched about that. I'm also psyched about these Youth to the People emails here on Feedback Friday where we discuss brands and their emails and what's working really well, and sometimes a few thoughts or tips.
This episode is sponsored by Influence. From subject lines to pre-header text, call to action button placement, email content, header images, and more, you can test up to 5 versions of an email with the Influence marketing platform. Get a demo at the link below.
I'm into this Youth to the People. I think you sent this over, man. This is yours. So why don't you kick us off?
This one is on the line for me. This is similar to some of the other more experimental design emails that we've looked at the past. It's doing some more modern stuff in the inbox. It is one of those examples where it is mostly all images, so maybe this is just an image, not really an email anyways. But I think they are trying out some interesting new kind of stuff with color and layout and things like that. This is one of those that I thought would be interesting to talk about, but I don't know if it would ever be really featured on our site fully.
Right. Interesting. I think a lot of these decisions seem to be around brand. Can you push something like this where there's a lot of different typography styles? It's kind of a busy email in some ways, but it seems like this is part of the brand. It's so hard. To me, so many people try and do this and don't execute well, whereas I feel like this gets into that category of they actually are executing well. It's busy, it's kind of fast, it's got a lot of lines, it's got a lot of shapes, but it keeps you moving. If they're going to be all images, they've made the text large enough to be able to read on a mobile device. I'm able to see that easily. The email is sort of set up from the get-go to be something that feels readable. Now, some things that I've got are like this as a CTA. Look at all these other big, even rounded corner things that feel like CTAs to me. And in fact, by looking at my mouse here, I can tell that they are in some ways CTAs, which is interesting. I'm curious where they're all leading. Hitting me then with this book now, I know that it's a CTA, so I think other people will as well, but it would be hard to scan quickly and know that. So as a rule, I tend to feel like your CTA color, your CTA focus should be something unique to the rest of your design, not the same color. But here, it works. But like you said, it's sort of on the line. Let's look at some of the others. They actually change up colors, right?
So this is another green on black example that I think we've covered before as a design trend in general. It has a lot of interesting elements that I think people could borrow to make their live text emails a little bit more interesting and playing out with layout and using images and things like that. Maybe something a little bit more locked up that email designers could try to make into live text. Even with this little list, like having the different font and color, like I think that is something that you could try to do in live text and it still might sort of work out for a lot of email clients. So taking some of those elements and maybe trying them in a well-coded email could be interesting to see.
It's interesting seeing how they take the brand and they take the aesthetic and they continue to push it through. I think it's working. It's a little bit hectic for my tastes, but I think it's consistent, and that's one of the things that I think I value about it. So let's pop over and look at another one and see that consistency again. So in this one, now we've got yellow, and in this case, we've got this very odd, GIF here that is telling me to dream beyond. It doesn't feel as on brand to me. I think that maybe they're just pushing some things and seeing what's out there. I'm not exactly sure what sort of studio this is. It's interesting. It almost looks like mountains, and then you realize, oh, those are pillows. So there's just kind of an interesting vibe going on here. But I'm curious, and I think that's at least what they're trying to get me to be, right, is curious to see what is coming soon. I want to find out. This is a design trend where you kind of lock things up in these boxes like this. It's a throwback to some mid-century and older design with sort of punch cards and things like that. But I think it works really well here and is a nice change to see how people sort of sign off on things. Like, why not do the whole footer in that aesthetic? The footer is sort of the weakest part of these emails, I think, as it is in most emails. It's sort of like the dirty rest. The dirty rest is what my friend Nate used to call the milk after you were finished with the cereal. That's what's going on in footers oftentimes. Anyway, what do you think of this one?
I like this shorter teaser email. I think it does a job pretty effectively to maybe build a little bit of hype. I noticed as well that they're using this graphic as well on social media and things like that. So it's a nice way to maybe see them reusing a graphic across multiple channels. The majority of skincare brands that we've covered and things like that tend to use all images. And I guess it's just to see the differences between these brands on innovating on the style and things like that. So I think that's what we've seen a lot with different fashion and beauty stuff, is that a lot of the emails that they're delivering are going to be all image. And I think it's a challenging thing with a brand that is so focused on branding and imagery and appearance online, on social and things like that, to really spend the time to work on a well-established email template that is really accessible. I know we would both, love to see more brands sort of take that step and, still balance good aesthetics with a more accessible email.
Well, good job, youth to the people. By the way, this little YTTP down here in the bottom, that's like one of my favorite. That's a tight little lockup right there. Just want to point that out. I'm into the name. I'm into the brand. It's interesting. Not my style, but they pull it off. Good work. I hope everybody enjoys this. Leave your questions in the comments. Subscribe. Share it with your friends and your parents. Your parents really need to see these videos. It's great to have everybody here. Thanks for being such a cool community. See you next Friday.
See ya. Thanks again to Influence for sponsoring this episode. Book your demo with the link in the video description.